Hey, I'm Rod. Thanks for stopping by. Well, this is going to be part 5 of my Stratolele build, and what I need to do today is I need to rebuild or reshape the headstock on my neck, because that is what I'm going for. So I have to cut some off, I have to add some to it, I have to put dowel rods in the tuner holes and fill them up, glue it all together, and then I can cut out that pattern. So let me get set up and we'll get started. Well, the first thing I need to do is I need to fill up the tuner holes, and what I have is a oak 3/8 dowel that I cut, and they fit perfectly right down in the hole. So I need to glue those in first. Okay, I got them glued in. I need to let this dry for 2-3 hours. That'll be dry enough for me to start sanding and cutting these flush, and then we can go from there. Okay, this should be dry enough now. I'm going to take my little flush cut saw and I'm going to try to level these off a little bit. Okay, I can sand the rest of that. Now what I'm going to do is put my pattern on here and mark where it's going to sit and figure out how much material I need to add to the neck and where I need to cut it. Okay, I got my pattern on and I got the lines lined up for the strings on the nut. And I want to cut this off right here. And I'm going to cut it flush with this corner and that corner, and I'm going to cut it flush with this corner to that corner. Right here, I'm going to have to cut it and add a little bit because there's not enough wood for this tuner right here. So I'm going to add some there. Okay, it's cut. I got this cut flat, got the top cut. I might just go ahead and see if I can make a pattern and just make one piece that'll fit through here. But I want to take a hand sander and I want to sand it smooth, the top, the side, right here and right here. And then I'm going to get some of my poplar that I used for the body, plane it down to this thickness, and then I can glue it all back together. I got all the sides squared up. I got my caliper set for the thickness that I need, and I've cut off a small piece of poplar that I used to make the body out of, and I'm going to run it through the planer until I get to that thickness. Then I can cut out the pieces I need, glue it all together. There we go, exactly what I need. Okay, I got that all squared away. I got my wood, the thickness that I needed. So what I need to do now is I need to put my template on here, put my wood on here, and I'm going to cut off a little extra because I'm going to run it through the joiner also. Put it on here and cut the pieces I need, and then I can glue it all together. Okay, I got my pattern on here. I'm just holding it. I'm going to put my wood up next to it, and I'm going to trace out what I want. Okay, there we go. But I'm going to cut out extra. I'm going to cut out like right here, and then I'll glue it on. I got my neck in a woodworker's vise, and I went ahead and glued them on and clamped them down. I'm going to let this dry for about a couple hours. It should be dry enough for me to take these off and then glue on the top piece, and then we can glue on the side piece down here. So let me let this dry for a little while and we'll come back and glue the other ones on. Okay, this has been drying a little while. I'm going to go ahead and glue this piece on, let it dry a little while, and then I can remove this clamp and glue the bottom piece down here. Okay, I'm going to let that dry a little while, and then I'll flip the neck over and I'll glue the bottom piece down there, let it all dry. Then I can cut the pattern out. Okay, got one last piece to put on. It goes on the bottom. I'm going to glue that on, clamp it, let everything sit until tomorrow, then come back and trace the pattern and cut it out. All right, wait till tomorrow. Well, I came in this morning and I took the clamps off the headstock. That looks pretty gross. What I also did this morning was I took this little pattern here and I made a router pattern with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and trace this pattern onto the headstock, just trim it out with the bandsaw, and then I'm going to get my router down and then we'll route it out. Okay, I got the pattern glued onto my headstock. I've got it trimmed out. I'm going to run it around my table saw and hopefully I won't screw it up, because if I do, I got to order a new neck, start over again. All right, let me move the camera. We'll pull the pattern off of it and see what she looks like. All right, there we go. It looks pretty good. But the back side here, you can see where I've got some extra sticking out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the pattern. I'm going to do this off camera. I'm going to take the pattern and I'm going to put it back on, and I'm going to move it back just a little bit so I can contour it with the neck a little better. And then on this side right here, I'll probably do the same thing. I'm just going to move it back just slightly, route that back out, and then I can contour this with the sander a whole lot easier. But I'm going to do that off camera, and I'll come back and we'll drill the holes in for the tuners. Okay, I got my pattern on here to mark the tuner holes, and I got a 1/4 inch bit, and it's got a little starter tip on it. It's got a little point on it. So I'm going to take these and I'm just going to turn it to mark where the tuner holes go centered. And I've got a 3/8 inch drill bit on my drill press, and we're going to go ahead and put the tuner holes in it. All right, I got my tuner holes in it, and I need to go and I need to contour the back side of the headstock. But I'm going to do all that off camera. Who wants to sit there and watch somebody sand for an hour and a half? Because I'm going to sand the top, get everything smooth, and contour this. I'm going to use my oscillating barrel sander for this to contour that in. So let me do all that. We'll come back and go on to the next step. Okay, I got it all sanded up. It's nice and smooth. I hand sanded it for a while to get it nice and smooth. Now remember, I'm using a neck that is supposed to bolt onto a cigar box, and I'm really not that worried about it. The tuner hole down here I was initially worried about, but it's actually grabbing a piece of the original neck. The only one that I'm really worried about is the top one, because it's going through just the wood that I had glued on there. But I mean, I used the best glue you can get out of there. I used Tite Bond 3, and the wood will break before the glue will let loose. So that should hold. This is for the high E string. The low E string is up here. So anyway, that's going to be it for this one. I appreciate you watching. Hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you on part 6.